Hello guys, be here with Whimsy stamps. Today we're gonna be making a fun St. Patrick's Day shaker using the slimline shamrock background die. We're also going to be using the St. Patty Shenanigans clear stamp set. And for the shaker part, these confetti mixes you can find at the Whimsy shop as well. One of them is a glaze line sequin confetti, rainbow magic confetti, and the gold one is from my stash. So you can see here that I have cut the background for my shaker part. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna add some greens and some yellows to make it very St. Patrick's Day. I want to add a lot of festivity to this card, and the distress inks that I'm going to be using are Twisted Citron, Lucky Clover, and Squeeze Lemonade. I am going to speed through this part so you don't get bored, but I am adding my inks back and forth to get a really nice blend between the colors. Now that my background is done, I want to add some of this tarnish brass spray stain as well, and all I do is with the nozzle. I don't actually use the pump. I just flicker with my finger here and the same straw, I guess it's called, of the spray part wherever I want it. And after I'm done with this part, I am going to set aside that background to dry, and we're gonna work on our stamp. Now for my stamp, I'm gonna use Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm coloring with alcohol markers, and from that St. Patty Shenanigans clear stamp set, I'm gonna use the guy that is sitting on the pot of gold, and we're gonna color with COPIC markers. At the end, I will show you what sentiment I'm using, and let's go ahead and speed this up. Now let's go ahead and color our image. Make sure that you check in the top right corner over here where I put the markers I'm using. And this is how it turned out. Now I'm gonna fuzzy cut around it, and you notice here that I actually removed the shamrocks. I'm not going to use them for my card. Now on to the fun part. We're gonna create the shaker part of the card, and for this I'm gonna be using double-sided tape to add my acetate. I didn't have a double-sided tape that was thin enough, so what I'm doing is just adding it and just cutting the excess. Here I have my acetate sheet, and all I'm gonna do is just remove the backing of my double-sided tape or my scoring tape and just glue it down to my acetate sheet and just cut around it. Now that the front of my card is ready, I have cut a piece of cardstock that measures 3.5 by 8.5 in black cardstock. And to my shamrock paper that we cut, I am going to add to the edges foam tape to raise it from my back paper. That way the sequence mix that we're going to be using, it flows freely throughout. Now my favorite part of making a shaker is putting the sequins mix, the confetti. I absolutely love this part. So I'm gonna be using a little bit of the glazed lime sequin confetti. You can find it in the Whimsy shop, and I'm leaving all the links to everything that I'm using in the description box below, so make sure that you check for that. This gold sequence is just from my stash that I had. I figure it is a St. Patrick's Day card, we need some gold in here. And then from this awesome mix, this is the Rainbow Magic Confetti. This mix is so cool. It has so much stuff that you can use on its own, or you can use just the mix. So what I'm doing here is getting some of that mix out into my tray, and here I'm going to choose a few pieces that I want for my shaker part, which are the rainbows. Obviously, I mean the gold part at the end of the rainbow, right? So I'm gonna add some rainbows. There's tiny ones that have like the rainbow with the little clouds. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I'm gonna add some of that and some of the gold tiny sequins as well. I then decided this needs a little bit more gold, so I'm adding more gold. Now I'm gonna remove the backing from the foam tape from my window part and just add it to my cardstock, center it the best I can. And this is how it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside and work on the sentiment. For my sentiment, I use the words "I declare let the shenanigans begin," and I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink. For my leprechaun sitting on the gold pot. I'm using foam tape to raise him from my car, and then I'm going to add the sentiment. 3 of the pieces are gonna be with just wet glue, and for the shenanigans I'm gonna raise that up from my car, and I'm gonna speed through this part. For my car base, I cut a piece of cardstock that measures 8 3/4 by 7 3/4, and I wanted gold. I went for it with this glitter cardstock. I love it. It's so shiny, so festive. It makes me so happy and giddy to see this cardstock. I'm gonna go ahead and add wet glue to the back of my car and add it to my car base. And this is how my car turned out. I added some of the tiny gold sequins from the Rainbow Magic confetti to the pot of gold as if it were coins, and I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.